Well, on Tuesday mornings, we talk to our neighbors in business, and the segment is brought to you by Northstar Bank. And I'm pleased to have in the studio with us Billy Kangas from Cultivate Coffee and Tap House in Ypsilanti, just discussing the very unique business model at Cultivate. How are you, Billy? Welcome to the station.
I'm fantastic. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. How long have you been open? And tell us about the other owners of Cultivate and what this business model that you have is all about.
Oh, okay, sure. There's a few questions. The first question about how long we've been open, we've been closing in on the 8-month mark, so that's pretty exciting for us, but we're still feeling like the new kids in town in a lot of ways. Owners is probably the wrong word to use for how we organize things. We're a 501c3 nonprofit, and so what we have instead is directors. So I'm the director of Coffee and Cause, which I'll get into in a second. There's also a gentleman named Ryan Wallace, who is the director of Beer and Business. And then his wife, Rebecca, is our community director and volunteer coordinator. So she helps a lot of our engagement with community activities and inviting other people to help out in the different avenues that we're bridging the cause and the people and the broader Ypsilanti community.
Tell us more about that. Now, first off, it's unusual to have both coffee and beer, the emphasis on both of these wonderful beverages at one establishment, and then in a nonprofit model, too. Truly unusual. Why did you go in this direction with coffee and beer and helping folks in need all throughout the community as well? I love it.
Sure. Coffee and beer is easy, why we wanted to do that. Ryan and I are both passionate about beverages. I'm a real coffee nerd, and Ryan is an over-the-top beer enthusiast. And we just love the idea of working with these things. I'd worked with them in the past, and I thought, well, wouldn't it be great if we could take what we love and we take this the kind of business-driven culture that we live in, but utilize it for change, for good, putting a value on profit below the value for people, for change, for impacting our community in a positive way. I have a lifelong passion to see hunger ended, and had dedicated a lot of my life to seeing that kind of change happen. So when I moved back here, I thought, wouldn't it be great if we could use our love of beverages to make a positive impact to end hunger. So everything that we do at Cultivate is geared towards that. All our profits, all our tips, our land. We have a community garden where we donate to food gatherers. Everything that we do there is oriented towards the goal of seeing hunger ended. And we believe we can end hunger totally in our community and also hopefully in the world by 2030. So that's the goal that we've set. In coalition with, of course, all of our partners. But yeah, that's what we're hoping to see done.
We're talking to our neighbors in business from Cultivate Coffee and Tap House. Billy Kangas live with us at 1071. Tell us where you're located in Ypsilanti and what your hours are, Billy.
Sure. We're on River Street, 307 River Street in Ypsilanti, which is in Depot Town.
Oh, yeah. And your hours, I'm sorry?
Yes, our hours. We open every morning at 8 o'clock, except for Sundays when we open at 11. And then Monday through Thursday, we close at 11 p.m. Friday and Saturday, we close at midnight. And we close at 8 p.m. on Sundays.
And before you run, tell us a little bit more about where you get your coffee from and what your focus is on these beers, because you deal with some really cool local folks here, and keeping it local, which we love.
Sure. We use a variety of different coffees. We try to source a lot of it locally, so we partner with Ypsilanti's own Hyperion Coffee and
Detroit. We've had on this segment a while back, yes.
We work with Anthology in Detroit and Commonwealth, which is local. And then we source from other places like George Howell in Massachusetts or Counterculture in North Carolina. We're always looking for the best in coffee, and the same can be said about our beer as well.
How many beers do you have on tap right now?
We got 36 beers on tap.
Oh, okay.
I would say the lion's share of them are Michigan brews, but we also bring in great stuff from all over the country and always try to highlight what's best in the world of beer and coffee.
It's cultivateipsy.com, the website to get more information about our neighbors in business from Cultivate Coffee and Tap House. And with us is Billy Kangas, one of our neighbors in business from Cultivate, the segment made possible by our friends at Northstar Bank. A really noble business model, putting those in need above profits. That's a beautiful thing. That really is. And that's one of those great karmic things that you're doing at Cultivate. So keep up the great work, and we really appreciate you being here, Billy. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
We're going to keep you in mind when we go out on our Music and Mocha jaunt this fall. So hope to see you again soon. Thanks for being with us. This is 107.1.